What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Alright, we just got sent home. For day number 2 at Amazon. For people who want to know what it's like being an Amazon delivery driver, you got an answer. It's very difficult, I'll tell you that. Okay? I mean, goodness gracious, dude. This person just flying around. They got speed limit signs in here for a reason. Goodness gracious. I should have known that. But yeah, y'all want to know what it's like being a delivery driver? For your Amazon people, alright? I got a first-hand perspective for you. I'll tell you, it's hard. Alright? You knew that, right? You knew it was hard. Duh. Everybody knows it's hard. Them Amazon, man, they deliver till 10 p.m. and 11 at night, and they got 200 stops, and our stuff shows up instantly, and they just got they open the door and they got 100 bags in there, and yeah, they do, and they do all of that. That's true, and they make probably less than just about any other delivery service, and they have more work than any service. And I'm not complaining, I'm just giving an inside scoop of what we go through. So we have to load our trucks, everyone knows that. Also, we have to get gas too. A lot of days we got to get gas, load our trucks, and unload our bags at the end of the night too. And you know, they love to say that we have a break. Like, they'll be like, okay, well, you have a break. Like, it'll say it on the app, which in my opinion is just liability, because I think that they really just say that for legal reasons and for public, like, perception and relations, like just PR. Like, that's all it is. Like, oh well, this says it on the app, I mean, they get breaks. I mean, do we really? I mean, you really don't. I mean, they say they do, but you don't really, because you can't stop. You pretty much can't stop. I mean, let's be honest. And if you do stop or get slowed down one time, you have to get rescued. Someone has to come and get a bag or two off your truck, which, you know, that's cool. I'm glad that we can get rescued and get stuff taken off our truck. That's a good thing, but it's like you get punished for it if it's, you know, consistently, and sometimes there's stuff out of your control, because Amazon doesn't pay for maintenance, trucks, devices, cords, vests, stickers, nothing. Amazon pays our wages to the delivery service partner, DSP. That's what they do. They give it to them, they pay our wages, and that goes towards us getting paid. And the DSP has to pretty much pay for everything else because they have a contract with Amazon. We're not actually driving for Amazon. They're not really doing or paying for anything. All they do is manage nothing really. And all they do is oversee firing people. That's it. You'll get fired. They can fire people, and they can affect the hiring process, I think, but not even that really, outside of the rules and regulations. That's pretty much all Amazon does. People have to pee in bottles. Yeah, that's a bad one. Because you don't have to, like I said, you don't have time to stop, much less stop at a gas station. You know, if you're lucky, you get a Porta-John, which is what most people do if you're lucky. If you're lucky, you get a portage on, you know what I mean? Some are, some aren't. It is what it is. Sometimes you got to go in a bottle. Now, I have heard of this, and I've never personally had to do it myself. People crap in the bags that we get. This is another thing. Once again, people feel the need to take a dump in an Amazon bag because they feel like that they cannot stop. I'm not kidding. I wish I was kidding. And it is a tad bit more widespread than you might think. And yes, it is disgusting. These people, honestly, I would never could be able to do that regardless of, like, getting in trouble or wrote up for it. For, you know, having to stop and take a dump. Like, if I have to stop, I'm stopping, whatever. But, yeah, the fact that people feel the need to do all this and the peeing bottles and you can't stop, won't stop, it's like, all that is atrocious, bad company, bad, okay? And so what about time off? Okay, so the time off is actually decent. We get paid time off. Okay, so you can use this for our company whenever, however you want. If you want to add on overtime for your check for 50 hours, say you work 40 hours and you want an extra 10, boom. You can add it on any day. It doesn't matter. And it's automatically approved and added to your check, okay? I won't knock them on the PTO part. But the PTO policy is kind of independent depending on the company of the DSP. So this is more so on my DSP than it is Amazon. This isn't really, you know, so much of the DSP or Amazon. This is the DSPs, which, you know, they do a bit better of a job at everything. And my gripe isn't so much with the DSP delivery service partner as it is with Amazon, because they make it very hard. Okay, moving on. The scoring metric system, the scorecard that they call it, this is the safety metric. So we have cameras in our trucks. Everyone, I think, has seen them before. We deliver package. So you will see it is the Netrodyne camera. All right, let's see how this works. So we have universally, it's been agreed upon that we have probably the hardest safety metric out of any vehicle on the road by far. And it's not even really close, because the amount of things that we get graded for and the insane metric that it's put at is absurd. And mind you, if we do not reach a certain point on our scorecard, we don't make nearly as much money, and people get taken off. People get taken off of the schedule. And if you get taken off the schedule, obviously you're at 3 days and maybe even 2 days of work, and you won't be able to pay bills because, you know, I think they said 3 miles per hour or over is considered speeding for Amazon. 3 miles per hour for more than 3 or more seconds, okay? So you can imagine, just think of, you know, situations. I know many of you drive, so just imagine 3 seconds or more over. That would be considered a violation. And if that happened, then, you know, you get dinged for it. It hits the scorecard. You could be taken off the schedule. Again, I mean, you're merging on a highway, you know, like, that seems kind of crazy. Also, another thing, if you're passing through a yellow light, they say that you're not supposed to do that, okay? I'm not sure if it's an actual violation, but they're really against it, and it might even be a violation, which I don't know how, because it's not a traffic light violation. It's not a traffic law violation. You can go through a yellow. We're supposed to obey road laws. That ain't a road law. Okay. And the infractions for, you know, I dropped a package. I got what's called a tier infraction. This customer said that I mishandled their package, right? You know, and they came to me and said that it was like derogatory, like I mishandled it because like I threw it or something. That's what it was. And I was like, I didn't throw a package or nothing. Like, I didn't mishandle. Like, I made a mistake. I dropped a package, okay? Like, look, We deliver probably over 1,000 packages a week. It's gonna happen for one of them. You know what I mean? So I was like, that's what I'm getting dinged for, a tier infraction. I accidentally make a mistake, and this customer goes and, you know, reports it and says that I was mishandling, throwing packages. And it's like, I'm pretty sure I apologize to the customer, but regardless, it's just crazy, because to me, mishandling sounds deliberate to me. Just the way that the word sounds, you know what I mean? Like, mishandled, like, I mean, I guess mishandling could be accidentally dropping it, but they made it sound like it was deliberate, and I was like, I made a mistake, and if I'm getting dinged for that, and that's a problem, then, like, my bad. And, you know, like, the amount of infractions and, like, things that you can get in trouble for. So here's another thing. You remember how I said you can't stop because the amount of workload, or you get rescued and then you get hurt for that too? The policy, if say there's a dog outside, you don't know, Postal Service and everyone deals with all y'all's dogs that y'all, not y'all, but they just love to leave out and not put up. So if you get to a stop and there's a dog outside, you're told that you need to text the customer and call them, and it has to ring through their entire ringing for them to pick up twice, okay? So it has to call, ring through your whole little ringer on the phone, boom, call them again, ring through, boom, it has to get a voicemail twice. Then you have to, unable to deliver, mark, hit again for dog, swipe, you know, do all that. May not seem like a lot of time, but I mean, on some of these devices and phones that we get, by the way, these devices that we get suck. And these are the other variables that I wanted to talk about that we deal with. Man, they got us out here with some Temu phones. They're not loading, they're just slow, and, you know, we're swiping 3 times, taking a picture, and it's not loading. And, you know, I had a device one time that every time I took a picture, it shut off. Now, look, as far as the DSP goes, from their perspective, they handled it well. You know, like, every time I mentioned it was my phone, they usually handled it pretty well. But it's just so infuriating when you're trying to do your route and stuff like that's happening. And that's my point, is that people don't understand the things that the Amazon driver goes through. Can't stop, won't stop, for, you know, the craziest things. And the amount of times that we start late. Okay, the warehouse people. This guy at our warehouse was a manager. And instead of being productive and doing something that our stuff ain't never ready, how about our carts ain't never ready? We're starting late. We're dispatching late. This guy is out here taking his phone and taking pictures because they say that we cannot have packages in the front of our trucks. And I'm going to tell you right now, every single delivery driver for Amazon on the planet is putting Amazon packages in their front, and they know it and we know it, but they do it because it's the stupidest rule ever, and they're just making stuff up to get us in trouble. This man had his phone out taking pictures of us in our front of our seat. I'm like, really, dude? You got your phone out, I'm taking a picture of this, I'm sending this to your DSP. I was like, okay, knock yourself out, like, have fun. I thought you have our stuff ready for once. Do something productive. Actually do your job, maybe. I'm doing mine, appreciate it. Stuff like that, taking pictures because we got packages in the front when every delivery driver does it. So what we have to do is we have to load our stuff up, go to the gas station, get gas, unload the bag, then put it in the front, then dispatch after we've loaded our stuff. And it's like, why do I have to go through all that? Can y'all just make this a little bit easier, please? Can y'all help us out? And guess what happens if we don't finish? It comes back on us and not them, even though we dispatched like 30 minutes late. That's the stupidest thing. Our carts won't be ready because the people in the warehouse are in the bathroom doing nothing, sitting on their phone. So our carts ain't ready. So we dispatched probably about 10, 15, 20 minutes late. Now, mind you, I still got to get gas. I go to the gas station. Guess what? Get my gas. Then I like to, eat my lunch. I like to eat before I even start my route, so I ain't got to worry about it. I do that. It takes about 5-10 minutes. Boom. I'm gone. I'm starting about 15, 20 late. Getting to my stop at like 12 at noon. Man, I'm getting to my stop at noon. You know how many stops FedEx is in at noon? At 12? I mean, come on. At 12, man, they're probably 30, 40 stops in their route. And I ain't even got there yet. I mean, I'm passing FedEx on the way to work. I ain't even got there yet. I'm getting there at 9:45. We're loading at 10:30, almost an hour later. Dispatching at 30 minutes later at 11. Still ain't got gas. I mean, the whole process is just ridiculous. I know it sounds like I'm complaining, but like, look, y'all all know and have an idea of the crap that goes on. Y'all just don't know the full scoop of it. So I was giving my perspective. Carts not being ready, the warehouse not working with us. They make a big deal about you bringing back one package. For a little minute there was, oh, what'd you bring this back for? And that's the other thing. When you RTS, that's return to station. That's what they call it. When you return to station, when you have a package, they count. Now listen, so one stop could be 5 packages, right? 2 stops could be 10, because there's multiple packages for the same stop. But they counted on us. That's what I'm saying. It's counted on us per package. They don't count the stops. They say, oh, you brought back 10 packages. And it's like, I mean, you brought back 10. I mean, I guess. I mean, one stop and it was a business. If you want to say 10, if you want to do that, sure. I guess so. I guess I brought back 10. It was one stop and it was a business that was closed. I mean, what do you even do? Absolutely nothing. So, like, that's another thing. Is like, how's that come back on me? Yeah, I marked it unable to deliver. It's a business. Why is that like it's on me? It's like the business is closed. Boom. And if you get a lot of businesses and, say they're not there, they're closed or whatever, you're bringing back 10, 15 packages. They're looking at it like you just boofed your route. Like you just sucked. You just boofed your route. Like, bro, the place is closed. And these people had a dog, and I called them, and they didn't answer. So it's like, man, there's so many things that can happen on your route. You get slowed down. You get put in the blender. Your device stops working. Traffic. I had a route the other day, y'all. 10 packages per stop, every stop, all right? I'm not even mad about that, whatever. This stop it said, go through the entrance. It had the door. It had a picture of the door. That was the door. It said enter it. It said enter this number on the keypad. How about I tell y'all this door had no keypad to get in? It said enter it on the keypad. There wasn't even a keypad on it. Needless to say, I bombed that route because every stop didn't have the right information in the notes. And that's the other thing. This is the last thing I'm going to mention. And then I'll close out the video. Hope y'all got some information. The last thing I'll mention, the GPS and the notes. They don't update it, man. This GPS is wrong. I don't know. I don't know when the last time they updated it. I got flipped on by this lady because she said, you've been delivering packages here every single day. Like, Amazon always does this, because apparently the other Amazon driver did too. Well, the GPS, I showed her. I said, look. She came up to my truck and it was raining, and she was like, oh, you bring it here every day. Y'all always do this. I said, ma'am, I'm following GPS. GPS has me taking me down here every time. So you need to, file a complaint with Amazon that doesn't update their GPS since 1990. And I'm not kidding when I tell you this GPS will have you trying to pull through people's yards. It'll have you trying to just, it'll be having a development that was abolished like 10 years ago. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And they don't update it. The notes are outdated. They got old codes in there. They got stuff that buildings ain't even there anymore. They got roads that ain't even there anymore. And that's a whole nother variable and dynamic that's just crap to the route. You know what I mean? Look, the GPS, the navigation turn by turn is like, it's horrible, man. Like, it'll say you're going the right way, right? You'll be following GPS and it's going the right way. And then it'll flip. The GPS will turn the other way and then it'll say you're going the wrong way. So you got to pop a U-turn and go the other way. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, who are their people, man? Who is responsible for this? Who is in charge of the GPS system? Because this is horrible. Like, I wish that y'all could use for one day the Amazon Flex app and see how bad it is. Like, I'm not even kidding how bad it is. It's insane. Like, I wish it was a joke. I wish it was a joke. And, that's our right-hand man right there. That's GPS. GPS is that's what we deal with every day. We know each other very well. And if it's like that, still not fixed. They said they're supposed to update it. Amazon came by our warehouse and said, we've received complaints and we have reduced the U-turn percentage by 50%. They're saying the U-turn percentage. So you do a stop and you got to instantly turn around and just waste time. Apparently reduce it by 50%. I don't see it, but they say they did. I don't think they did. But yeah, we work in all types of weather. I have went to work during tornado warnings, during hurricane warnings, during snow, sleet, whatever. There's just about no situation that Amazon does not deliver a package. I don't think there ever will be. World War III, nuclear fallout. I'm not sure if I would ever not be scheduled for work, to be honest, at this point. It's kind of crazy the amount of conditions and things that I've had to work in. And I get it. We work outside. I'm cool with that. But certain things are like, all right, dude, like tornado warning and all that. Like, I don't know about all that one. I don't know about all that. So that's going to be the end of the video. I appreciate everybody. But if anybody has any questions, let me know. And if anybody is a driver and wants to verify all the information that I've said, go ahead. It could vary by DSP for certain things. But yeah, it's not an easy job for sure. There are pros. The benefits aren't that bad. I do have decent insurance. I do have, a good DSP. But we still get dinged for things and in trouble for things out of our control. That's part of the job, The customers, when you get a package delivered, immediately, if y'all have noticed this, when you get a package delivered, they say, how was your delivery rated? Report a problem. Like, immediately, there's a button to report a problem and just make an issue. So that's part of what we deal with. It would honestly be nice if it didn't automatically give them an option to report an issue and complain. That would be nice, especially when they complain about absolutely everything. So that's the end of the video, guys. Hope you got something from it. Yeah, Amazon, it's a tough job, man. Honestly, I'm probably in the best shape of my life as far as physically, but mentally, I'm definitely not. It's been very, very difficult, and I hope everybody got something from this as far as information. If you wanted to know about what we go through on a day-to-day basis, peeing in bottles, pooping in bags, you name it, we do it. So that's pretty much it, guys. Appreciate y'all for watching. Later.